Hey, what's up? Are you looking to go on a trip to Mexico and you still don't know the places that you should go? In this video, I'm going to share with you one place that most tourists don't even know about it and you should visit it before you leave Mexico. So stay tuned. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Anthony, and if this is your first time in my channel and you're looking for places to go and you want to explore around the world and you want to get tips on how to travel, make sure to subscribe to my channel because I'm gonna share all these trips, all these places, and all the tips that I have with you. And once again, let me thank you for watching this video. Before we jump into the content, I just wanted to tell you something, that this is gonna be the part 5 of the video series of a complete guide to Mexico. This is gonna be the last one of the series, and the only reason why I put this one as the last one because this one is one of the best places that you can go if you are going to Mexico. And I'm gonna show you how you can travel, what is the best way to go to get to this place, and why you should go to this place. All right, guys, so jumping into the content, the place that you should go is gonna be called Grutas de Tolantongo. So if you go to Google, you want to Google this place, you'll see that there's not gonna be a lot of reviews, there's not gonna be a lot of people searching into this place, and you'll see more places like Cancun, Playas del Carmen, like any of these places rank on the top. But that's for the same reason I will encourage you a lot, so you can see and watch it, because this place is astonishing and personally is one of the best places that I have ever seen in my life. I decided to name this place Hidden Treasures of Mexico because personally this is gonna be a hidden treasure that no one talks about it. And whenever you Google, you go on YouTube and you YouTube this place, you're only gonna see people in Spanish talking about this place. You're not gonna see a lot of people talking in English about this place. So I'm gonna be the first one talking about this place. So I'm really excited about this. So what is Grutas de Tolantongo? Grutas de Tolantongo is a place located in the mountains and is located in the state of Hidalgo next to Mexico City. Las Grutas de Tolantongo. Ahora. And also I wanted to share some really quick facts about Grutas de Tolantongo. So Grutas de Tolantongo is a misspelled name. So it's not, in reality, it was called Grutas de Tolantongo. It was called Grutas de Tolantongo, which it kind of sounds like the same, but like years ago it was misspelled and now is known as Grutas de Tolantongo. Also, for your information, Tolantongo means home where it feels warm. And this is full of spring waters, blue spring waters, thermal waters, and you're gonna be able to see nature. You're gonna be able to see mountains. You're gonna be able to see a lot of things, and it's very relaxing because they have hot waters, cold waters, steam caves. Is one of the best places I ever seen, made by nature or also made by the hand of man. But the thing about this place is that it's so beautiful that you will not want to leave this place, and it's very relaxing. I cannot say that more than that. How can you get there? What is the best way to get to Las Grutas de Tolantongo? Okay, so if you are residing in Mexico City, which is going to be the capital, is the DF, like Mexico City capital, the best way to get from the Mexico City all the way to Grutas de Tolantongo is going to be if you take an Uber. So the Uber is going to charge you roughly between $100 to $120 if you decide to leave from Mexico City all the way to Grutas de Tolantongo. And personally I would say it's a little bit cheap because they charge you for how many people are going. They charge you for the ride. So if you are going with 4 people and you split the price by 4, it's gonna be way cheaper. And also I wanted to let you know that there's gonna be a different way that you can travel from Mexico City all the way to Grutas de Tolantongo. That's gonna be if you rent a car. It's gonna be a little bit less expensive in that side because you can actually rent the car. It's gonna be cost efficient and it's gonna cost you between like around $50 to $60 for 1 day of renting the car, so you can always go back and forward. And the roads of Mexico City is really easy to go with because you can always have some internet from, if you live in the United States, make sure you ask your carrier if you can have some internet access. You will have some internet access. It's not that hard to go from Mexico City all the way to Grutas and Tolantongo, but this is gonna save you a lot of time. It's gonna save you a decent amount of money as well. And not only that, is efficiency. So make sure if you have the time, you can always rent a car. There's gonna be one other way that you can actually travel from Mexico City all the way to Grutas de Tolantongo, but that's gonna be a little bit more difficult, but it's gonna be less pricey. So if you decide to go from Mexico City all the way to Grutas de Tolantongo, make sure you grab a bus. So you can go to the Mexico City bus station and you can go all the way to Grutas and Tolantongo, but it's gonna take you a little bit more time and you actually gotta make some transfers, so it's not as efficient. And there's a saying that I always go by this: if you're going to any place, it doesn't matter how you get there, it should be the most efficient way that you can get there. And even though it could be a little bit more expensive, it doesn't matter. But when you come back, that doesn't matter too, because you can always come back in either way. But what I'm trying to say is that try to get there as the most efficient way that you can do. In this case will be Uber. If you take an Uber, it's going to take you less time, it's going to be easier for you, and you can just jump into the Grutas de Tolantongo easier. All right, so once you take the Uber all the way to Grutas de Tolantongo, it's going to be around, the price for this should be around $100 to $120. Since you are taking an Uber, and basically they're not gonna charge you as much money, and to be honest, it's really good for the price. So once you go to the Grutas de Tolantongo, make sure that the best days that you're gonna go to this place is gonna be between Monday and Friday. The only reason for these five days is because these 5 days are gonna be the days that are gonna be less people in that specific area. If you go on a Saturday and Sunday, it's gonna be a lot of people, and I definitely wouldn't encourage you to go on these days because it's gonna be packed and you're not gonna get the most fun out of it because it's gonna be a lot of people. Once you arrive to Grutas de Tolantongo, you can either see if you wanna stay in there, you wanna camp there, or you want to come back at the end of the day. So there's gonna be like 3 different things that you can do. So if you wanna camp there, they're gonna have like different camping stations, so you can just rent a tent and stay there. And that's gonna be a way, like personally it's a really nice way. The only reason why I didn't stay is because we had to leave the next day from Mexico City. So the second way is gonna be if you go there and you decide to rent a room. So the rooms are not gonna be available, because if you go on a website, they're not searchable on a website because they don't have access to internet. So the best way to go there is if you go really in the morning, like you go between 5 in the morning to 6 in the morning and you actually reserve the space. Because what happens if you go after that is that they are not going to be available for you, probably most likely because people are taking the room. So make sure you go really in the morning, like around 6-7 o'clock, and you can reserve your space before all of them are sold out. So there's going to be the number 1, which is rent a tent. You can always get a room in the hotel. And just to give you some details, in the room there's not gonna be like Wi-Fi, there's not gonna be a AC or any air conditioner or anything like that. So that's one of the bad sides, but to be honest, like who cares, because this is a really nice place that you can stay. You can definitely go with your family. Or the third way, which is gonna be if you go all the way to Grutas de Tolantongo in the morning, you can always come back in the nighttime. But let me tell you, like in the nighttime is whenever it gets better, because you get to hang out with your people, you get to make memories, you can sing with people, you can engage with people around you, and that's gonna be the best experience of that. So the 3 ways, make sure you take account of this. Alright guys, so once you arrive to Grutas de Tolantongo, there's gonna be, if you decide to get like a locker, you decide to get something so you can put your clothes on. It's not very like expensive, like you will pay like around 60 pesos to 50 pesos, so it's really cheap. It's not that expensive. And yes guys, you definitely need a locker, because otherwise you're not gonna be able to go into the caves or any part of Grutas de Tolantongo. So the first place that you want to go is going to be to the best zone. It's going to be to the caves, which is going to be located in the first part. I'm going to put a map on the screen so you can see it. So in this one, you're going to be able to go inside, and you're going to be able to go inside of the caves. These caves are kind of hot. It's like a sauna in there. So if you're going to go there, you need to be aware that it's going to be a little bit more than 80 degrees in there. So it's going to be a little bit hot in there. But it's fun. It's definitely really fun because you're gonna see a lot of people in there, and if you can play with each other who's gonna resist the most in the cave, that's gonna be the best game in there. So you can stay in there as long as you want. But as soon as you finish that one, I recommend you to just go underneath to the second one. As you can see down there, is right underneath the cave on that one. So in this one, it's a combination of both. It's gonna be a combination of cold waters and also hot waters, spring waters. So when you go inside of there, you're gonna see a little bit of waterfalls in there, and as you can see, that's one of them, and this one's gonna be really cold water. So, and it's a combination between both, so it's really nice when you go in there. Once you go a little bit deeper, you're gonna be able to see a really big waterfall that is coming out of the ceiling. That one, if you're gonna stand underneath that waterfall, it's gonna hit really hard. So it is really hard. It might seem like not, but it is a really hard waterfall. So once you go in there, you're also going to be able to go in deep on the caves, and as you go more deeply, it's going to be a little bit hotter, so you can stay there as long as you want. It's going to be a little bit darker, so make sure you bring like some type of flash so you can actually record inside of there. The cave is basically amazing, as you can see in the video. It looks very nice, and I love the way it looks. Okay, so once you finish that and you decide to just head out, there's gonna be different the second section that you can actually go, and that's gonna be the camping section of Grutas de Tolantongo. So this one is a connection between the waterfall, the cold waterfall that you see in there, all the way down. So this one has different layers of that, and you can actually swim in there. And the good thing about these waters is that it has a lot of minerals and salts, so anything that you're gonna grab in there, you can actually put in your face, and it's gonna act as a mask, and it really opens up your pores, so it's kind of like a cleansing in there. So you're gonna, when you go there, try it. It's kind of like minerals and salt waters. So once you finish in that, we decided to go to the third section of the Grutas de Tolantongo, which is gonna be a really long trip. So when you go in there and you go to the third section that I'll show you in the screen, you need to walk a lot between 1 hour and 1 hour and a half, like 1 hour. So when you go in there, you can go in two ways. You can go walking, which if you have time you can do it, or you can actually just take a bus right there in the camping area. It's gonna take you less time if you decide to just take the little bus that they do transitions between place to place. So in this one, there are gonna be like little pools attached to the mountain. So I don't know how to explain it, but in Spanish we call them pozas. So in these pozas, you can actually see all the way down every single posas that is going to be in the Grutas de Tolantongo. As you can see here, it looks very nice, especially if it's a sunny day and the sky is blue. It's the best time of the day. This place, I would say, is one of the best places that I have ever seen. It's not only because of the nature on the site, as you can see, it's because of when you're stepping there, it's like the calmness, relaxation. It's like a really nice. It's not a resort, but you can treat it as one resort because it's very chill, especially if you go in the 5 days that I mentioned before, between Monday and Friday. There's not going to be a lot of people in there. Alright guys, so we're gonna jump into the food section. So this one's gonna conclude everything about like the three sections that you can go. I cover everything about how you can get from one place to the other. So in the next section we're gonna start about all the prices of food, or like is the food really cheap. So stay tuned. And the thing about food is it's like a decent price. It's not too expensive, it's not too cheap. It's a decent price because keep in mind people have to bring the food all the way from outside to inside, so that takes a long time. So don't try to bargain with the prices, because these people are hard workers to maintain this beautiful, astonishing place. So if you go in there, don't try to say I'm gonna pay you this because of that. Try to go by the prices, because these are people that are bringing sources from outside all the way inside, and this place is really hard to maintain it like that. So make sure if you have the opportunity, tip them, give them a little bit of money, because these are people that need to eat as well, and they are very humble. Nobody's gonna be asking you for money or anything like that, and it's just a place to relax. It's a really nice place. I'll encourage you to watch it, and to just make sure you bring a camera. Make sure you bring a camera that you can use under the water, because you're gonna be able to go under the caves. You're gonna be able to use you do a lot of things in the water, so make sure you do it. All right, how can you get back from Grutas de Tolantongo all the way to your place? Okay, so this is how you're gonna do it if you decide. So once you finish what you did in Grutas de Tolantongo, the best way to go from Grutas de Tolantongo all the way back to your location, if you left from Mexico City, is if you get a bus all the way, because they're gonna have a bus in Grutas de Tolantongo. You can always ask them where is the bus station. They will tell you is in this place, and you're gonna take the bus all the way to the main pueblo. How they call it pueblo? It means like a little town. So you're gonna stay in the little town. You're gonna transfer to another bus station where they take you from that little pueblo, that little town, all the way to Mexico City. The total for this should cost you like around $30 to $40, which is gonna be equivalent to 900 to 1,000 pesos, which is more efficient than taking an Uber, but it's not efficient on time. So it's really up to you. It's not hard to come back from Grutas de Tolantongo all the way to Mexico City. And as I was saying before, if you decided to take the Uber, you can always pay the guy to wait for you if that's something that you wanted to, and that's not gonna be cost efficient, because he's gonna charge you a little bit of more money, because he's gonna be there and he's gonna be using his time for this. So I wouldn't recommend you to do it. I would recommend you to go to the main bus station and do a transfer all the way to Mexico City. It's gonna be 2 buses that you need to take, and make sure you ask around, because sometimes if you don't know the buses, you're gonna get lost. So make sure you ask around how you can get to Mexico City. In Spanish will be something like ¿Cómo puedo llegar al DF? ¿Cómo puedo llegar al DF? I don't know if I'm gonna put in this video, but ¿Cómo puedo llegar al DF? If you are looking for something to say to these guys, ¿Qué bus puedo tomar para el DF? ¿Qué bus puedo tomar para el DF? So if you are listening to this, it's gonna be the best way that you can get back from Mexico, from Grutas de Tolantongo all the way to Mexico City. All right, guys, so this is gonna be the last video of the complete guide to Mexico. So if you didn't check the previous part, make sure you scroll down. You're gonna see in the comment section below, or in the description of the video, a link to the different parts of the complete guide to Mexico. So without further ado, I just wanted to say thank you for watching this video. My name is Anthony, and I really appreciate if you watch this video. So if you really find this video very helpful, don't forget that you can always give a donation to this channel, so I can start producing even more content, to Anthony Llanos in PayPal, Anthony.Llanos1994@yahoo.com. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel. I really appreciate it. And yeah, so without further ado, thank you so much. Anthony Llanos signing out. Peace. Take care.